Welcome, everyone, to a brand spanking new What Was That Called Again? My name's Thomas.
I am Will.
And this is a movie podcast where I have selected 3 movies, and I will read their IMDb plot descriptions to Will, who then has to try to match.
Pause.
Oh.
Seriously, pause. Let's do this whole intro over again. Because we both sound like we're half reanimated right now. Just on my own directorial choice, I say that we start that intro again, because we're both just like, yeah, I'm Thomas, I'm Will, we're just doing a podcast.
That was my choice. I was doing that as a choice.
No, I know, but I think the listener might unknowingly want us to be a little more energized. Just a little bit more, not like game show host energized, but just a little bit more.
Oh no, I'm going. It's 0 or 100. Those are your 2 choices.
Well, then 100, please. I think 100 is more entertaining. Because as of right now, I was just hearing that. It was just like, I'm Thomas, and even I was just like, yeah, I'm Will. And then you're like, this is a movie podcast, and we're just doing this again. So yeah, just a little bit more pep from both of us.
And this is all staying in.
Yep.
All right.
2 guys talking about bass.
Me. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. You are officially 0%.
Oh my God.
KRZLE.
Yeah. Charles.
Yeah. Reynolds pulls out a banana.
Yes, that's really good.
Butterfly kisses.
Oh my God.
Hey, fuck these drums.
The synopsis just isn't good. Oh my God. Okay. And on that note.
Welcome everyone out there to a brand new What Was That Called Again? My name is Thomas.
I'm Will, and I like whenever Thomas says spanking new.
Oh, I'm sure our listeners do too. we haven't gotten any emails stating the contrary yet.
Put an email as an anonymous listener just to ask that.
Yeah, send a voice memo, like alter your voice.
Oh, there you go.
Instead of voice memo where you're just like, yeah, I thought that was really not funny.
I thought it was low energy, actually.
Well, if this is your first time tuning in out there, hey, welcome everyone. This is a movie podcast.
Is it?
If you can't tell. Where I have gone to the trouble of selecting 3 movies, and I will read their IMDb plot descriptions to my co-host, and his name is Will, in case you forgot. And then Will has to try to match the plot descriptions to the correct titles. And
what's the goal?
We're both trying to get this out. Well, at the time of recording, we're both trying to get this recording done before we both get hit with snowstorms at different times and at different places.
I'm just trying to get it out so I can go out and clean my garage, so I can park my car in my garage. That's really all I care about.
Yeah, very understandable. Well, as I speak right now, it is snowing.
Because you're up near the what they call the Great Lakes.
Yeah, we are a little south. And we have been having pretty consistent snow all day today for the most part.
Didn't you just have like the tornado warning like last week?
Yeah, it was earlier this week. Well, the tornado warning that I had texted you about was in Pennsylvania.
Oh, well,
not here where I live. I was I was driving to where I had to go for work.
Oh, okay.
And where I was on my drive, a tornado warning popped up while I was there.
But still, that was... less than a week ago.
Yep, the one and only tornado warning of the entire thing, and I just happened to be in the one area where that happened.
And now
at the
here you are with snow all around you, and it's like,
and that was the
freezing.
Same day I almost got hit by a semi. Almost got hit by a semi legitimately, and then about an hour later, and then about an hour later, I was in a tornado warning with crazy wind. It was insane.
It's like you're going out 2024. That was it.
Yep. That's right. God barely allowed me to make it this far.
Just teasing you right now. Just fucking with you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and do a drink check here real quick.
Yeah.
I am about to crack open
my
drink. So I was actually struggling to find something to drink.
Because of vision issues?
I didn't really want to. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot my glasses and I couldn't see, so I just
I know my
started like
glasses
just
around here somewhere. I'm struggling.
whatever I grabbed was what I was going with. No, I took an edible actually, just
Oh, okay. So maybe it is vision issues then.
about about 10 or 15 minutes ago or so. I took one, and I didn't really want to have alcohol. I don't really like to do alcohol and
You don't like to
marijuana
crossfade
at
it?
the same time. Nah, not really my style.
Okay.
So I wanted to steer away from like wine and things of the like. And then I found in my I have a little mini fridge for anyone who doesn't know, here in the computer room with me where I record. And I unbeknownst to me, there was one can of Waterloo sparkling water still in the fridge from like over summer.
Last year's sponsor.
Yeah, and so there is a lemon lime seltzer, specifically one can. That's what you just heard me crack open, everybody. And so I'm going to be sipping on that here for the next, I don't know, a few minutes.
The official drink of what was that called again? Not Waterloo sparkling specifically,
Right.
But just sparkling water.
Sparkling water itself, yeah. That's right. And this one is, again, flavored lemon lime.
Lemon.
Excellent.
Is it good?
I'm a citrus man. Yeah, this stuff's great.
Can you taste both the lemon and the lime, or is it like a mix?
I can. I think it's the lime comes through a lot more than the lemon does, but there is
usually it's the other way.
There is a hint of lemon in here, I feel. Yeah. That's my take.
Usually my complaint is that lemon lime anything tastes mostly like just dull lemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I can taste both. I get more of a lime than a lemon though.
That's always refreshing. I've never had a Waterloo yet. I'm drinking a sparkling beverage as well. I
saw it a second ago, actually.
I'm finishing off the last third of a Celsius that I bought yesterday. Strawberry lemonade Celsius. And it's pretty decent.
I don't know if I've had that one.
I can taste that it has fruity flavor to it. I can't say that I can like devise lemon or strawberry. But it's good. It's decent.
Well, at the end of the day, that's what matters most.
Really, I just want it because I'm going to be out in the freezing cold for the next several hours after recording this, and I just kind of want it to keep me going, keep the blood pumping, sort of thing. Yeah. I actually took. I drank most of it yesterday, trying to stay awake after what was the most Monday Thursday I've ever experienced in my life after work, and I wanted to try to edit last week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
and notice I said try.
Or 2 weeks.
Is it
2 weeks ago's episode?
Sorry, 2 weeks ago's episode. You edited last week's episode. I keep forgetting when these come out now. So 2 weeks ago's episode was edited a day after this episode was recorded, basically, because I didn't get it done last night. So I have some left over. That's for the garage work after this recording. But I also have, because I did want to balance it out, I also have in the official, what was that called again, branded glass tumbler, I have some cold apple cider. I didn't go into alcohol either today, just because I didn't want to mix
extreme cold with alcohol.
Well, no, I kind of did want to mix that actually, and I might actually mix that later on. But
a known good combination.
Yeah, today was also the most Monday Friday I've ever experienced. At work, I had to do a lot of stuff I don't normally have to do, and I'm low energy. So
yeah, so I can tell because for listeners who don't know, which is everybody except me and you,
which is weird.
We actually had to restart. It's true. That's true. So, hi me later. No, listeners who do not know, we actually had to start this twice. This is the second
they will
take.
Know. I don't know if I'm going to leave that in or not. I'm editing this episode as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So if you heard that at the beginning, then ignore what I just said.
But yeah, so I didn't want to mix alcohol alcohol and being already wore out yet. So I'm just going with just the Celsius for the jolt of energy, and then the apple cider for the flavor, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. So that was our non-alcoholic drink check.
Yep. However, not stone cold sober. We haven't had a stone cold sober one in a little bit, I don't think. I don't think since Jason Impey, right?
I don't think this show deserves stone cold sober anymore.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
At least not from
It
both
doesn't.
of us.
I agree. I completely agree. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't it's been a while since there's been one where neither of us were inebriated in some fashion.
It's from something, yeah.
I mean, as far as we know, Jason wasn't, but I mean, he could have had anything in that Coke can.
I don't know. Does UK Coke still have cocaine in it? I think it still does. I think like Mexican Coke still has sugar in it. UK Coke still has cocaine. American Coke has caramel flavoring.
Did you see, sidebar, while we're trying to hurry this episode up, have you seen, this is really quick, have you seen this video of this dude who tests the sugar content of, or the glucose level, rather, of American Coke with the Mexican Coke?
I think I've seen this on my suggested videos on YouTube.
I watched that and
that
subscribed to that guy.
Supposedly, it's a lie that Mexican Coke has sugar in it.
It's like a yes and no, because he tested it and it does register like off the charts on glucose. And so he's really confused, and he's like, is the label lying? Like, what the fuck is this? And he tried like another one, same thing, glucose off the charts. And then he started trying other like cane sugar items, all of them off the chart glucose. And he's like, this, I don't understand how could every single thing that says it has real cane sugar like come back with glucose in it. And what he found was, long story short, essentially, whenever it's manufactured, it is made with real sugar, but over time, just as time goes by, naturally, the sugar actually like breaks down.
Oh.
And so it reacts in the same way that like glucose does. And so by the time you're drinking it, technically it does not have like actual cane sugar in it any longer, but it did whenever it was manufactured.
It's the fact that it was made with it that makes it all the difference.
Yep.
On the label.
So that video is interesting. I subscribed to that guy's channel because I thought that was so cool, and he actually just uploaded a video today that I watched. I think the guy's really good.
That was Science really interesting Corner stuff with Thomas.
There you go. I'm sure that'll all stay in. All right, Will. So this week, I didn't skip. I didn't go, take a week off. I did pick 3 movies.
Ooh.
So
thanks. Good.
Yeah. Sometimes we get on here, and I don't have anything ready. There's been a few recordings that didn't go very well.
You could just ask me what the glucose content of Coke is, and then I'll just guess 3 different,
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that's what we should do next time. What is that? Nutrition again?
What is that drink again?
Yeah, so this week, Will, if you're ready to kick things off...
I'm ready.
We're going to be starting in the year 1979.
Okay.
And your synopsis, as written on IMDb, reads as follows. A government agent recovering from a nervous breakdown deciphers a death threat written in ancient Hebrew.
Whoa. Okay. 79. A government agent, you said recovering from a nervous breakdown?
Yes.
Deciphers a death threat...
Yep.
Written in ancient Hebrew.
Correct. Word for word. Correct.
So is it a death threat against him that's written currently in an older language, or is it just an older death threat that he just found randomly to someone?
These are questions that can only be answered by watching the film.
No, really, you could have stopped with these are questions. These are
the 2
these
possibilities.
Are okay.
Or is someone from the past in Hebrew writing a threat to him also
in the future? Ooh, that's
specifically.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's like an ancient prophecy.
Yeah. Just specifically targeted to one individual.
Yeah, this government agent
who's recovering from what again?
And the year 1979.
A nervous breakdown.
Yep.
Oh wow! So his life has finally bounced him back, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to read this ancient Hebrew text that was written on a rock or something. Oh wait, what?
And it says Agent Jack, you shall die.
or even it's like really vague and it's just like, whoever's reading this right now, I'm going to kill you in 5 days. It's like,
Yes.
whoa, wait, what?
Cursed be unto thee who deciphers this message.
Be unto thee. I like that. All right. That doesn't sound or feel familiar at all. I don't even know anything. I don't think I know any movie that involves a federal agent recovering from a nervous breakdown. I think any movie that I know of that has a federal agent, they're in the midst of a nervous breakdown.
Right. Yeah.
Or about to have one.
Well, what I thought you were going to say is that you can't think of any movie from 1979.
No, that goes without saying.
Because it's like, no matter what the year is that this movie comes from, you say, I don't even know a single movie from that year.
I mean, but apparently that doesn't matter because last week, or 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, whatever it was, I got a hat trick. So
a couple months ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay, next movie, please.
Yeah, your next movie is from 1983.
Okay.
And your synopsis for this one reads as follows. Hold tight. 2 elderly World War II buddies are living and dying together in their small home. One becomes a patient where salvage-worthy older attributes are combined with usable younger body parts.
Ooh.
He returns unrecognized by the other.
Okay, I got kind of lost in that one.
Yeah.
But I'll try to recite this. So, okay.
Yeah.
So this is 83?
Correct.
And this is about you said World War II vets?
Yeah, 2 elderly World War II buddies.
Just buddies. So
they might not have been in the war.
They were just friends during World War II. That's all it was. That'd be hilarious if that was just a qualifier for everything. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter like if you served or not. It just if it happened during World War II, then you were that plus whatever it is. So like
no, we did not fight in the war.
We
were just
World
friends.
War II burger chefs. They never fought. They just worked in a restaurant and making burgers together during World War II. Okay, so 2 elderly World War II buddies are living and dying together in a home?
Correct.
And then this is the part that I got a little lost on.
Oh, yeah.
You said that one of them...
Yeah, I can just read the rest of it from here on if you would like. One becomes a patient where salvage-worthy older attributes are combined with usable younger body parts.
That's really intriguing. Okay.
He returns unrecognized by the other.
Okay, so basically these 2 World War II buddies are living together and dying together. And one of them becomes a patient. So I'm guessing one of them goes away to like a hospital or something like that. And this place that this one buddy goes away to become a patient, this place specializes in taking attributes that are aged but also good and combines them with newer body parts.
Yes.
And then what was that last part again?
He returns unrecognized by the other.
Okay. Oh, this is really... I'm really intrigued by this. This doesn't sound or feel familiar with an asterisk because I had a story idea that is similar to this. I don't know if you recall this or not. But I had a story idea once where because I wanted to write a movie for Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, and I wanted this to be like a buddy thing where one of them goes away to space, and because of light travel and how aging happens differently, whenever the person who went to space comes back, their buddy is long dead, but their buddy has been put into basically a robot. The personality has been, and they didn't know that, and they basically partner up. You know, it was this whole stupid story. But anyway, the idea is that over the course of the film, the one that went to space slowly realizes, oh, my friend, his personality is in this robot. That health. So this kind of has similar ideas. Though it seems like he's unrecognizable. But I'm going to assume that the older attributes start to come through and become maybe somewhat recognizable to the other World War II buddy.
I'll let you know if we get an email from Edgar Wright wanting to
thanks.
Purchase your story.
Thanks. Yeah, which I'm sure clearly has been done before.
You're right.
Now, I had that idea so long ago, probably close to like a decade now. Okay, yeah. So that doesn't sound or feel familiar, but I do like that idea. I would like to see this just to kind of experience that film. Um, And this facility, or this, I'm assuming it's a facility. He becomes a patient somewhere.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he is one of many that this is done to, or if he's like the first, like an experimental thing, or like I said, if he's one of many, I wonder if he volunteers to have this done. Like he knows that he's about to die before his friend, but he wants to still be around for his friend. Maybe I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this. That sounds cool. Okay, final film. Go ahead.
I like the idea of World War II buddies just being two people who were friends in like 1942.
I love that. Like, they were just they were like both 7 during World War II, but everyone who was around during World War II is World War II plus the thing that they're known for.
They introduce themselves as they always hang out together, and whenever they go somewhere and meet someone new, they're like, "Oh, how do you two know each other?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're World War II buddies." And so everybody thinks that
thank
they
you
were
for your service.
One of them has like a U.S. Air Force hat or something
that he bought at Walmart.
So, people are giving them money and charity and stuff, and thanking them, and they're confused.
Pays to be buddies.
Yeah, they're like, I don't. What service did I provide?
I guess our friendship is a service. I don't know.
The service is the smiles we could put on their faces.
Don't question it, Hank. Just take the money.
Yeah. Your final film this week comes from the year 1990.
Okay.
And the synopsis reads as follows. A man searching for his long-lost lover is kidnapped by her killers, an insane mother-daughter duo, and they force him to commit various sexual atrocities with them.
Ooh. Okay. Read this one more time.
Yeah. A man searching for his long-lost lover is kidnapped by her killers, an insane mother-daughter duo, and they force him to commit various sexual atrocities with them.
Wow. Okay. 1990, a man searching for his long-lost love, you said is confronted by the killers?
Is kidnapped by her killers.
It's kidnapped. Okay, so not just confronted, but is actually kidnapped by them. And the killers happen to be a mother-daughter duo.
Yes.
And this mother-daughter duo force this person to do sexual things with them.
Yeah,
sexual encounters.
Forces him to commit various sexual atrocities with them.
Atrocities, that's right. That's different. That's different than just hold my hand and kiss me.
Yeah.
It's atrocities, yeah. Okay. So force him to do sexual atrocities with them. Okay. Because I had you read this twice because when you first read it, my mind, for some reason, assumed that the long-lost lover was also related to the killers. I don't know why I thought that. And I was like, wait, why would the sister and mother of the female that was long lost, why would they kill her? So I was really confused, and I confused myself.
What I want to know, or what I'm the most confused about, is are they forcing him to commit various sexual atrocities with them, as in addition to? He's they're making him do it with them, or are they making him do that? Yeah, upon them, he is performing these sexual atrocities at their behest.
That's interesting. I mean, he is kidnapped, so I'm going to assume it's to him. Mm-hmm. But you're right. It could be just them. Yeah. It could just be that they bring in some other victim and then force him to atrocicize sexually
along with them. Yeah. And in addition to them, he is forced to do it.
Or however many. Yeah. That's I don't know. I mean, it's horrible either way.
Yes.
But that sounds like a really sad movie. Doesn't sound familiar.
Why?
Doesn't feel familiar.
Why?
1990. I don't know anything that happened in 1990.
Nope. Nothing noteworthy anyway.
Nope, definitely not. Yeah, so I don't want to say it's not an intriguing sounding film. It just sounds really kind of dark.
Interesting.
So you're searching for your long lost lover.
Yeah.
And then,
So there you go. It's already sad.
Right. long and
They're
lost.
gone. You never knew what happened to them.
Right. And it's been a while. And you're still
So you take 2
emotionally
weeks
attached,
off work
at
and
least.
you decide to go on this trip and see,
And
like,
then,
well, she bought a ticket to Norway last time I heard from her.
And then not only do you find the people who killed your long lost. So now the question of long and lost has been answered. They're dead.
Yeah.
Because now, not only do you find the killers of your long lost lover, but they find you and kidnap you. Bad enough.
Yeah. And now, really quick, another question on this is, do the mother-daughter duo know that he is the lover of the woman that they murdered?
Oh, that'd be really interesting.
Because how does he know that they're the ones that killed her otherwise?
Right.
Like,
well,
if
and
they don't tell him.
Did he know during his search that she had died?
Yeah.
Or was he just like, this is where she was last seen?
And then how long lost has she been?
I assume at least 40 feet lost.
Right, yeah.
That long.
I was not, I definitely didn't imagine any closer than that.
Yeah, no, because then it's short lost, and then that's easier.
Speaking of, how many degrees of snow are you expecting to get?
8 degrees.
Yeah.
So, so that's a really interesting question. Do the killers know that he is related to one of their victims in some way? That's interesting. So then he's kidnapped, bad again, and then
It's not happy, yeah.
And then
so
while
far,
being
nothing
kidnapped, you were forced to either be involved with sexual atrocities or have sexual atrocities done upon you.
Yeah, kind of. He's doing it upon them.
I assumed that he was the victim here. So you're saying the opposite?
It's the description is saying the opposite. An insane mother-daughter duo.
Yeah.
And they force him to commit various sexual atrocities with them.
Right, with them. So what I'm saying is that the question is that are the sexual atrocities happening to him, the kidnapped person, or are they happening to a fourth party in this? Yeah. Kidnapped,
presumably unwilling.
Yes, there's yeah. I mean, I can't imagine sexual atrocities being willing. At least not to everyone involved. Okay, yeah, that just sounds like a bad movie. So I won't say that I'm intrigued. I don't know if I want to see that movie. I kind of do want to see that movie, but it definitely sounds dark. So now let me try to remember what the other two movies are. Okay. The first one, what was the year again?
79.
79, that's right. 79. And
1979.
Oh, not 18? Okay.
Yeah.
Or just 79.
Not just 79. Yeah.
It was the story of Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius.
On location in real time.
Yeah. Just a bunch of rock slates being passed in front of your face really fast with some, scratches on them. Okay. 1979. And what was the first action, the inciting action in this
Recovering.
One? Oh, yes. This is about the recovering government agent. Sorry, the government agent who was recovering from a some kind of mental health crisis. A
nervous breakdown.
Nervous breakdown, there it is. And while having recovered from this nervous breakdown, comes across a death threat written in ancient Hebrew.
He's specifically deciphering. He deciphers a death threat.
That's right.
In ancient Hebrew.
He comes upon it, and then he decides to also decipher it. Because why not? Because otherwise, it would have never happened unless he deciphered it.
Correct.
Okay, so he's to blame. Okay, 79. Yeah, that, like I said, doesn't ring a bell at all. The next film was 1983?
Correct.
Ooh, I really just pulled that out of nowhere. Okay, 1983. And this one is, oh, dang. What was the action here?
Living and dying.
Oh yes, so this is about the two elderly World War II buddies who are living and dying. One of them becomes a patient whose elderly attributes are combined with, I think it was like younger body parts, and he becomes unrecognizable.
Yes.
Something along those lines. Okay. And then the last film was 1990.
Yes.
And this was about a man searching for his long-lost lover is kidnapped by the killers, who are a mother-daughter duo, and they force him to into horrible sexual atrocities.
Correct.
Okay. I cannot wait to hear the titles of these because because I don't even really feel I can't figure out like the link between these three.
Maybe there isn't one.
Maybe there isn't one. Maybe it's like let's see, we got World War II buddies, we've got a mother-daughter duo, killers.
Yeah.
And sexual atrocities. And then we have, what was the first film again? We have
government agent.
That's right, a government agent who's Hebrew. So maybe these are all, so maybe there's a German or a Jewish tie to all of these?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. Hit me with the titles, and I swear if they're all in Hebrew, I'm not going to know what to do.
I'm not even going to joke a Hebrew.
No, please don't. Please don't.
All right.
Our numbers might go up somewhere in the world, though, as far as downloads go. So.
Yeah. Your first title to go off of this week is going to be Last Embrace.
Oh, Last Embrace.
Yep.
I feel pretty confident that I can go ahead and just say this isn't about the government agent recovering from a mental breakdown who then finds and deciphers an ancient Hebrew death threat. What was it? The Last Embrace you said?
Yeah, Last Embrace.
Last Embrace. Last Embrace sounds familiar though. It rang a little bell in there somewhere. Last Embrace. Now that could be possibly one of the or just the two World War II buddies. Maybe there was like a last embrace. That
was the last time he knew him anymore.
Yeah.
Little did he know.
Well, he came back as this 20-something chap with a square jaw and
like a really tight buttocks.
And then, like, the end of the film is like after the older buddy, the older looking buddy, realizes that his friend is now in this younger body. They go in for one more last embrace, and he's like, "Frank, I know that isn't you." And then we like cut to like hands squeezing his butt cheeks. Yeah. I know that butt anywhere now. That's yours. Okay, or it could be. I feel like it's about the long lost lover and the horrible sexual atrocities done by a murderous mother-daughter duo. But I'm going to table it for now. But I feel like that's where Last Embrace goes.
Okay.
Next title.
All right, your next title is going to be The Passing.
The Passing. Ooh. The Passing. I mean, I don't know. The Passing. It doesn't feel like it would be with the 83 movie about the World War II buddies and all of that. Because, I mean, that film, it feels like that film has some, like, slight sci-fi elements to it, at least with, like, the taking of, like, the older attributes and combining it with other body parts.
Maybe this is the guest explanation.
But that's what I was going to say. But then again, you said it was The Passing, right?
Yeah.
It also feels like The Passing does go with this movie. And not because it doesn't feel like it goes with the other movies, but it feels like it's, the passing of a friend, but is he really dead? Or is he dead because is whatever attributes they carried over, are those really what make the person the person? Or is it also a play, like a double meaning, like you're passing one sort of soul or personality to another physical body, maybe. Okay. Last title, just so I can have all three to play with.
Your final title is going to be Singapore Sling.
Seriously?
Yep. That is right.
Singapore Sling.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a euphemism. And for what, I don't know. Maybe for one of the many sexual atrocities that are performed by this mother-daughter duo.
I command thee to perform the Singapore Sling.
No!
Yeah. Anything but that.
No, not the Singapore Sling!
It's like they all just know what it is.
Yeah, they never tell the audience at all.
The victim
It's a known
knows.
thing in this universe. Like, no, not the Singapore. Yes, I told you. These are atrocities, and you're going to do them. Singapore
And
Sling.
then, like, as the camera slowly pans away, you hear,
it's all
"Give me that leg, boy."
it's all off frame. Yeah, we never see it. So you leave the theater going, "What the fuck was a Singapore Sling?"
I don't know, but I don't think I want to.
It's almost like Red Bud in oh shit, what was that film called again? Orson Welles. Oh gosh.
Rosebud.
Rosebud. Sorry, yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. It's almost like, that we're like, you're expecting it to be this really important thing.
So the last shot of the movie, you finally see it.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay.
And it does have like the burr, 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 like this, the reveal.
And then like the iris closing in on it at the end. Yeah. Oh God, we're done. Okay. A 1990 film having that. Yeah. Okay. You said it was Singapore Sling or the Singapore Sling?
Right.
Okay.
There is no the.
Singapore Sling. I don't have anything for the federal agent who is recovering from has recovered from a nervous breakdown and then deciphers ancient Hebrew text that it is a death threat. Why would you call that Singapore Sling? Is that maybe his like?
I don't know if I would.
Is that maybe his like undercover government agent name?
Sling. Singapore Sling.
Yeah. It's Singapore Sling over there.
Does that just mean he wears like a jock strap all the time?
God. No, that's a sexual atrocity. Oh man. He's just I can't stop picturing that. He's just walking around in a jock strap all the time with a briefcase and a fedora. Singapore Sling. No shit. Who else would be? Oh God. Okay. I don't know where Singapore Sling goes at all because I feel like
I think I know where it goes now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't feel like World War II. Why would World War II buddies and this whole? Like I said, it feels like a sci-fi-ish movie, sort of, but it's also 83. Well, I guess that
maybe
makes
one
sense.
of the two buddies is Singapore Sling.
Again, it could just be a name. It could just be a nickname. Yeah. Or like again, like that was some like inside joke or reference that the two buddies knew, and after the transfer of personality,
that's
or whatever,
like the test.
That's the one thing, yeah. And oh god, okay. And then again, I don't think you would call a movie as
if you are Jimmy, then tell me what the Singapore Sling is.
And he sets his glass down and goes, "I thought you'd never ask." And then again, like the camera like pans out of the room, and then we hear like the conversation fade.
Oh God, no!
Not the Singapore Sling. And again, like all of our movies with Singapore Sling is just you never know what the Singapore Sling is at all. We just set it up.
There's always just the camera pans away. You hear a man scream.
Every time you say it, the camera just like no matter where in the movie it's taking place. Anytime Singapore Sling is said, the camera slowly gets distracted by something in another room and goes away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't feel like Singapore Sling goes with the seemingly heavy sounding 1990 film.
Okay.
So I have Singapore Sling, I have Last Embrace, and what was the other title?
said Singapore Sling,
Last Embrace.
The Passing.
The Passing, that's right. Okay. I mean, I don't want to say that these feel too on the nose, because clearly Singapore Sling, there's no nose there at all. But the other two, I think
there might be a nose somewhere.
Yeah, I think Singapore Sling is almost like process of elimination right now. So I'm going to put Singapore Sling with the 1979 federal agent recovering from a mental breakdown, who then deciphers an ancient Hebrew death threat. I'm going to call that Singapore Sling because I really don't know where else to put Singapore Sling, and I feel like the other two titles don't even go with that. The 1983 film about the two World War II buddies who are living and dying together when one of them becomes a patient whose elderly traits, I think, or attributes are combined with younger physical body parts and becomes unrecognizable. I'm going to call that one The Passing.
Okay.
It's because I feel like there's
I just
double
wanted to
meaning
say,
there.
I really like the specific wording from the description says one becomes a patient where salvage-worthy older attributes.
Yes,
that's
I
like
do
such
like
a
that. Yeah, thank you.
Like that's like a disturbing like descriptor, like salvage-worthy.
No, and you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just that. It's not just that like older attributes, as I put it, were taken. It's salvageable, which means there's not much left of this guy, and whatever we can take out of him, that's good. We're going to try it. Yeah, you're right to call that out. Okay, but that's going to be called The Passing. I think there's like multiple meanings there, maybe. And then that leaves, again, it feels too on the nose for your type of selections, but I want to do it anyway. I'm going to call the 1990 film of the searching for his long-lost lover, gets kidnapped by the killers who are a mother-daughter pair and then forced to do horrible sexual atrocities. I'm going to call that Last Embrace.
All right. And with those choices locked in, you're going to end up with a 0 out of 3.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means that Singapore Sling is not what I thought it was. Okay.
Well, yeah. None of them were.
Well, clearly, but that was the one I was hoping was just going to pass as for some reason process of elimination. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's just like a bad. Like maybe it was translated or not translated. Maybe this is just like the English version of this title for this movie, and it actually is a different, better title in whatever native tongue it's in. Okay, I'm going to do this one backwards. The 1990 film with the kidnapping, long-lost lover, mother-daughter killers, and horrible sexual atrocities. Maybe that is Singapore Sling. And maybe it is a foreign film, and maybe it was just given a title that they didn't know how to market it, and they just put it on a shelf somewhere, and that was it. So I'm going to say that's Singapore Sling.
Okay.
And I'm only saying it's maybe an Asian film. I'm not saying an Asian film because it's called Singapore, but I feel like maybe the amount of heaviness that's in that film, I think like the early 90s Asian drama type films of that period, at least from my limited knowledge, they dealt with some really heavy shit sometimes. And they weren't afraid to like go to those areas where it's like, not only going to deal with like a murdered lover and horrible sexual atrocities, but we're also going to make the people who are doing these horrible sexual atrocities mother-daughter, and there'd be some kind of weird relationship between them as well. Whereas like Western films weren't really doing that type of stuff, I don't feel. So that's Singapore Sling. And I'm just going to have to shot in the dark here. I'm going to say that Last Embrace is the 1983 World War II buddies salvaged traits put into a younger body or whatever, I'm going to call that Last Embrace. And again, maybe there's some kind of emotional connection there. And then that leaves the 1979 movie about the federal agent recovering from a nervous breakdown, and then deciphers ancient Hebrew text that is a death threat as The Passing.
Okay.
Final.
And with the old switcheroo, you're going to end up 1 out of 3.
Oh, man. Which one? I hope it's Singapore Sling.
We're
Tell
about
me
to
about
find
these
out.
movies, please.
Yeah, your first movie
1 out
from
of 3 on my second try. Okay.
Yeah, from 1979 is Last Embrace.
Oh, man.
From director Jonathan Demme.
Oh, so that's why I was like, I know this title sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's written by a David Shaber based on the novel The 13th Man by Murray T. Bloom. So this movie at the time of recording is available to stream with ads on Pluto or Tubi, or with an MGM Plus subscription if you're the only person that has that. Oh,
me.
You're the only. There you go.
Seriously,
we have one person right here.
I have that.
I believe you.
And pause, sidebar, the only reason I have that is because of a fantastic show called From. I'm going to plug From until everyone watches it.
You told me that.
But From is fucking amazing. Okay, go ahead.
So there you go. If you're one of the 2 people that might exist that have MGM Plus, you could check out Last Embrace.
Well, I appreciate that because I now have another reason to use that app because I've already binged the whole newest season. So.
This movie stars Roy Scheider, John Glover, Charles Napier, and a Christopher Walken performance. So we have, after working with her when he directed Fighting Mad in 1976, Jonathan Demme cast Lynn Lowry to co-star in the film. She signed the contract and was then brought in to meet Roy Scheider and get fitted for her wardrobe. But the next day, her agent called and said Scheider wanted to use his girlfriend, Janet Morgowan, in the part instead. The producers dropped her against Demme's wishes, but she still got paid and continues to earn residuals from it.
Nice.
The movie's MacGuffin was a mysterious anonymous letter written in Hebrew and known as a Gol Hadam note. Gol Hadam, sorry to any Hebrew speakers out there that might be listening, but this is a Hebrew/Jewish phrase which translates into the English language as, quote, Avenger of Blood.
Whoa. Ooh, interesting.
Many major movie posters for the film featured a blurb that read, quote, "It begins with an ancient warning. It ends at the edge of Niagara Falls. In between, there are 5 murders. Solve the mystery or die trying." And last but not least, for this film, Charles Napier, who plays Dave Quiddle, also appears as Lieutenant Boyle in Jonathan Demme's 1991 Best Picture winner, The Silence of the Lambs.
Nice.
Moving on, from 1983, you have The Passing. This is from director John Huckert, written by John Huckert, Mary Maruka, and Scott Guthrie.
Okay.
An earlier version of the film featured a supposedly comical subplot where a virus was being unleashed on the public.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. When the film's editing was almost finished, the AIDS epidemic had begun, and writer-director Huckert felt it may be misinterpreted as disrespectful, so the subplot was removed, resulting in the many cutting room floor credit listings for actors whose performances were lost.
Oh, dang. I mean, that's unfortunate for those actors, but that's probably a wise decision.
Yeah, I agree. Good on that.
Mm-hmm.
This movie at the time...
Sorry, you said that the comical... It was meant to be comical, so...
According to this trivia, yeah.
After the cut, do you know if it was still supposed to be a comedy? Or did they have to, rebrand the whole film?
Well, from the limited knowledge that I have of this film, it is not a comedy at all.
Oh, okay, good.
Even the IMDb page for it does not list comedy as one of the genres.
Okay, so basically, it feels like it almost had to be rebirthed in the editing room.
Yeah, or I also just wonder if whoever wrote this piece of trivia added that word for some other reason. I don't know. Like, why? Maybe.
Yeah, because why would the virus thing be comical? That's interesting. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I can't understand. This movie at the time of recording is available on Tubi, and it's also in full on YouTube. I did see it on there.
Okay.
Last but not least, the tagline for this film is, "Do you believe in the human soul?" Yeah. Your final film from 1990 is Singapore Sling.
Okay. So
it's directed and written by Nikos Nikolaitis.
It's Italian?
Greek.
Okay. Sorry. My bad. The other axis of evil.
Right. It is a Greek film. I did see at the time of recording this, it is in full on YouTube, I believe.
I don't think I've ever seen a Greek movie.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I was about to say...
Are you answering for me or for yourself?
I was going to say that Yorgos Lanthimos is Greek, but then I also remembered that you've never seen his Greek films, I don't think.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not saying I haven't seen a Greek filmmaker, but an actual Greek film. Yeah.
I did. I saw his movie Dogtooth, I watched. And it is the only movie of his that I do not like that I've seen.
Okay.
But although it is like widely well regarded, like everybody loves that movie. I think it might have even been Oscar nominated, but yeah, I cannot get into that thing. Anyway, this movie is on YouTube in full, supposedly. I don't know. So maybe it's not like as graphic as it sounds like it would be just from that word.
Everything's off camera because again, whenever Singapore Sling is said, the camera just pans away.
Yeah, so YouTube is like, well, we can't really say you did anything wrong.
They're just screaming in the background.
The movie. So this is directly how it's written in the trivia for this. There is no context. This is what it says. The movie sold 30,000 tickets. It came in third out of 9 movies.
Okay. I don't know. Is that good?
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many questions. Is 30,000 tickets good?
Opening
is
weekend?
Third out of 9 movies
opening weekend
good?
Maybe, and then that's like compared to the other films that open that weekend globally.
I guess, I don't know. There's just no context included. And then last but not least, there is another strangely worded one, not as bad, but a strangely worded piece of trivia on there. It says, much of the film's plot revolves around a possible detective looking for a dead woman called Laura. This alludes to the Otto Preminger film Laura, in which a detective slowly falls in love with a portrait of a dead woman called Laura. Other references to that film are included. Can you find them?
I got the trivia is a task.
Right. Report back with the list of your findings. So yeah, those are your 3 movies.
So we have no idea
week.
What Singapore Sling is until we actually watch this.
Yeah, even if still, yeah, who knows? Maybe you just never know.
Maybe you never know, which I like that premise.
What do you think about the star ratings of these?
I don't know. So I said,
moving on then.
Last Embrace. Whenever you gave that title, I'm pretty sure I did say like that sounds familiar. And then Jonathan Demme, I like the guy's work. I've heard he's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And then it seems sort of a high quality film, at least from I think you said it was based on a novel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't
novel
necessarily mean
came out 2 years 2 years prior in 1977.
Yeah.
I read.
Again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but
just fun fact.
Yeah. But usually that helps. Usually that means that there's some kind of quality to it to begin with, especially if it's that close from novel to film. That means that someone wanted to rush this and ride the coattails of the success of the novel potentially. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we have The Passing. I don't know. That's the one I don't know. It's because I don't know if it suffered from or if it benefited from this massive cutting that took place with the whole virus subplot. And then even then, with or without that happening, I don't know if what is left or what was left is good or bad. It's such an interesting concept. You said that the tagline was, "Do you believe in the human soul?" or something like that?
Correct.
So it sounds kind of heavy, potentially, but also like a weirdly, like, I still feel sort of sci-fi-ish.
Yeah, in fact, the genres on the IMDb page for it are drama, horror, sci-fi.
Okay, yeah, it definitely feels sci-fi. I mean, horror is interesting. Okay, and then we have Singapore Sling, which just sounds, I mean, I guess I get that still sounds really heavy, but then you say it's on YouTube in full, so maybe it's not as heavy as it seems, or at least not as heavy visually, but it still could be like, you know, the content and the context could still be very heavy. But the title just, I don't, and is that the original title? Or is the Greek title something else?
It is, actually. The Greek title that's listed on there is Singapore Sling, and then words that I can't read.
Okay. So something else. But Singapore Sling's still in there. Okay, so, oh man. But I feel like Singapore Sling might be the least rated. Sorry, like the least amount of people rated it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to say that Last Embrace is number 1. And again, I could be really biased on that, but I feel like that's number 1. And then I'm going to go with Singapore Sling as number 2, actually, because I feel like, regardless of the title and how potentially ridiculous it sounds, not knowing how it ties in, or if it does tie into the plot, I still feel like maybe the plot is more captivating. And did you say is the language also in Greek? Greek?
Yes, it is. In the version of it that's uploaded on YouTube even includes the English subtitles with it.
Okay, so it is subtitled. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll still say it's second because I feel like there's a stronger through line with that one than with The Passing, which is, again, The Passing sounds interesting, but I don't know if that translates to good. And especially whenever you start to tie in like horror and sci-fi, but also this sort of like spiritual or like religious element with like the human soul, and then you've got like World War II. Buddy,
you describing it in this moment just made me realize that this, or at least the way you're describing it, makes it sound kind of similar to Michael Mann's The Keep.
Oh yeah,
it's the way you described it sounds like World War II, like sci-fi horror.
Well, yeah. So so those like base elements do sound interesting on their own. But I mean, in this specific one, I'm saying you got like the sci-fi element of personality transferring or whatever. Maybe some body horror in there, possibly. And then you have this question of like what is the human soul, and can you does it also transfer? Like what is the human soul? And then you have this thing with like elderly World War II buddies. I'm assuming that they're vets in real life or in the reality of of the film, which is like this weird like emotional thing. So you have like all these kind of like weirdly heavy things going on together. I feel like this is kind of like a KFC bowl of stuff where like all the elements on their own are okay, but as soon as you start to put too many of these things into a film, it just becomes weird and gross and gelatinous. So that's why I'm going to put The Passing last. Now the range, I'll go with top of the range, I'll say 6.7, maybe even 7.0, and then bottom of the range, I'll do 5.
Okay. And I'm going to start from the bottom.
Okay.
In last place with a 5.6 out of 10
Ooh.
from 311 ratings is 1983's The Passing.
Oh, right. Got it.
Yes. And
it was
then,
a little higher than I expected, though.
Yeah. So I will say, as an editorial side note, I think that one out of these three is the one that I most want to watch.
It is.
And
I agree.
I probably will.
Yeah. It does sound the most intriguing. I just don't know if that I didn't know at the time if that translated to good.
Right. Yeah. similar to The Keep. Again, sounds really intriguing, and then people say it does not translate to good.
Okay. That's actually the pull quote on the poster.
You're right. From what I've
intriguing
heard,
does not translate to
it
good.
could have been. Yeah.
2 stars.
So in the middle this week with a 6.0 out of 10 from 3,541 ratings is Last Embrace.
That's surprising.
Jonathan Demme.
Only 3,000?
Yep, 3,541.
And that means that... Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that means you're absolutely correct, Will. Number 1 from 1990.
I'm so smart.
Singapore Sling with a 6.4 out of 10.
Okay, so not as
from
high...
2,941.
Not as high as I thought. Still, I'm surprised 2,000 on that.
2,900, yeah. Last Embrace only has about 600 ratings more.
That's crazy. And then,
actually, exactly 600.
What was the rating for Last Embrace again? 6 what?
That one was 6.0.
6 flat. Okay.
Yeah.
So just 0.4 of a point ahead is Singapore Sling.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Again, Singapore Sling. I'm just curious about the title. Last Embrace.
I know,
yeah. I just want to see it because it's a Jonathan Demme film, and that's really it.
Yeah.
But the passing, I am really intrigued by the plot here.
Yeah. Same. I think the passing sounds wildly interesting, and it sounds like it would be my shit. So I really want to watch that. Singapore. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say T-Bone and Weasel really sounded like my shit too, and it was really not.
I have a feeling that the passing would be better than T-Bone and Weasel.
Well, clearly it's already a 5.4, so I mean, or 5.6.
Yeah. It's a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Singapore Sling, I think also sounds intriguing because I really like dark and like upsetting.
Yeah.
And like kind of, I don't know if this is because it's on YouTube, but I'm into those kind of like extreme kind of movies.
Doesn't it feel like, because like I said, the whole Greek element of that really, I wouldn't have never have guessed that in 1,000 years. But doesn't it feel like it could have been something like an early 90s Asian film?
Yeah, I could see that.
Like the Asian horror films were like just so, like super like just heavy dark.
Yeah. And that's why we love them.
Right.
And then for me personally, Last Embrace is it's probably my number 2 because Jonathan Demme out of this group. Also, I have not seen that one. I think there's a handful of his movies that I still haven't seen, to be honest. But yeah, I think he was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
This is our late memoriam of Jonathan Demme episode.
Yeah.
I do have some tag me.
Tag me.
We can kick off here with Last Embrace and the plot details on IMDb for the film. We have murdered in a bathtub.
Ooh.
Barefoot woman.
Okay.
Woman kills man during sex.
Ooh. Okay.
Neo Hitchcock.
Interesting.
White slavery.
Okay.
Naked murderer.
Okay.
And how about I end up here with nitric acid?
Oh, that's a weird curveball at the end.
Yeah, for the record, there are 8 movies that have nitric acid in the
one
plot
of them is
details.
Little Shop of Horrors?
No, one of them is Slaughter High.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So that's...
I'm pretty sure Little Shop of Horrors isn't nitric acid just laughing gas? I could be...
Yeah, nitrous.
Yeah.
I think so.
Right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, this has been Science Corner with Will.
So, yes, Steve Martin sings his nitric acid song.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Take a deep breath now. It's nitric acid.
Famously known.
Yeah, your plot details for the passing. We have male frontal nudity.
Okay, always a winner on, what was that called again?
We have World War II veteran.
Pause. Do you think the male frontal nudity is the younger body or the older body?
I think it's the younger body.
No, I was hoping it was going to be the older body.
I mean, we're all hoping, but I don't think it will be. Yeah, old man, human guinea pig.
Wait. Is old man human guinea pig one tag?
No.
Okay. I didn't think
Two
it was.
tags.
Okay.
Sorry, I kind of went quickly
You
and
did.
made them flow together. So.
Old man
And then
human guinea pig.
stopped
There's
right after.
There's 87 films under that old man human guinea pig tag. By the way, it's a trope at this point.
Yeah, we're all tired of seeing that.
Yeah, I know it's been done.
We also have Experiment, Death Row, and we have Body Swap.
Death
I
Row.
almost said Body Shop. Yeah, Death Row is one of them.
Oh, so I wonder if like the younger body is coming from like a death row inmate, and that's how the bodies get donated.
Oh yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Like we're gonna he wants them to take the salvage-worthy bits and put them into a younger body.
No, I don't know if it's his choice. I'm just saying, how would you get how would you get donor bodies with the like if it was like a natural cause or like an accident or whatever? Would the family really want their loved one who died young to then be kept alive with old man mentality? I think it's no one wants these undesirable prisoners, and no one cares what happens to them afterwards. So their bodies after they've been executed are then taken and used for this weird body swap thing. Maybe that's a guess.
That's just a will theory, everybody.
Or maybe like the two World War II buddies are Nazis and they're being tried. And
oh yeah, I like where this is going.
And they're being tried on death row, and this one's like, Felix, I'm gonna live on. Just you wait and see. They can kill me all they want.
I got a guy.
I got a guy who's gonna take my salvageable traits.
Yeah, and put it into a stud of a body. Just wait till you see my right and tight buttocks.
Oh, God.
And the other guy's like, please, not in front of the others.
Not in front of the
others. Last but not least, we have plot details
my
for Singapore Sling.
butt.
I'm going to take you for a wild ride. We have vomiting in someone's face.
Ooh. Now, do you think that that's one of the sexual atrocities?
Yes.
I think so. I feel like it is.
We have male rape.
Oh, gosh.
Urinating onto someone's face.
Sorry. I don't mean to react. That rape in general is horrible, but for some reason that just gave me like the chills. Male rape. Again, it's not worse than any other rape. It's still rape, but the fact that they had to qualify it with that is just
urinating onto someone's face.
Oh, again, sexual atrocity. We're thinking.
That would go either way.
No, that's actually the only consensual act in the whole film.
We have man tied to bed.
Okay.
We have mother and daughter have sex with the same man. That is a tag.
Okay, so I think they just answered a question. How many other films are in that tag, by the way? Just the one.
A lot.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh my God. There's still more. If you scroll down, it loads more.
A lot. Yeah, that's surprising. Okay, well, there's movie night made.
Yeah, The Diary of a Teenage Girl is one of them.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be at the same time,
right?
Okay. We
have mother-daughter incest.
There you go.
Yep. Mother-daughter relationship. I'm driving that one home. Transvestism.
Okay.
The old school. Mad female killer. How about we end up here on woman urinates onto a man's face? So that answers the genders of that one.
This sounds like a very graphic movie.
Cannibalism.
The fact that it's on YouTube is really surprising now.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's just going to be mostly a blurry movie.
That or it's like 37 minutes long, and the actual cut is like 3 times that. Yeah.
We do have a quick quote
time
that we can do really quick. This is where I go to the quote section and pull a quote from one of the movies. We'll have to try to guess what the quote is from, and I read the quote in a character of his choosing. And this is another one line from one character.
So one line from one character. Okay.
Correct.
I was really enjoying earlier your again, I don't know if it's even in the movie or what, but I really like the sound that Felix was portrayed as with the German accent there. So,
yeah.
So give me old World War II buddy, and let's say that he is. This is we're going to call him Felix, but let's say that Felix is. Worried that he'll never see his friend again.
Okay.
All
right. And your quote this week reads as follows. I guess you're half crazy when you're going to die.
Oh. Okay, bravo, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know if the motivation was there, but it was a weak motivation on my part. I'll give you that, but the accent was fine. But say this again.
Yeah. I guess you're half crazy when you're going to die.
I think I nailed the well, no, maybe not. Okay. So I thought immediately that I got the movie correct. But then as Will is known to do, second guessing himself.
True.
All three of these films deal with death. We don't know if the federal agent is ever found, or like how close to death this death threat gets. At least not from the synopsis. So there could be a moment in the film where the federal agent who has already gotten over a nervous breakdown and is just losing his mind again. There could also be a moment in The Passing where these old guys who are near death, one of them just decides to go along with this experiment to have his attributes transferred over to a younger body, and his friend's like, I guess you are crazy when you're about to die, like, whatever. And then there's also the last film where someone's being kidnapped and probably tortured, and it could be the killers saying that to the man, or it could be that maybe like the mom is also sickly or dying, and she's again like lost her mind, and like either the daughter or the kidnapped guy says to her this line. So, this is tough. Okay, say the line one more time.
Yeah,
in your voice.
I guess you're half crazy when you're going to die.
When you're going to die, not about to die, but when you're going to die. I guess you're half crazy when you're going to die. That's very certain. I feel like if it was about to die, then it would be The Passing. So I'm going to get rid of The Passing. When you're going to die, there are two killers. One in the first... Well, there's three killers, I guess. There's potentially one in the first film, The Last Embrace, and then one in Singapore Sling, or two. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to say this is Last Embrace.
All right. Well,
Christopher Walken.
They wrote going in The Passing. It is from The Passing.
Oh, dang it.
They used going, not about.
Dang.
Those writers, John Huckert, Mary Maruka, and Scott Guthrie. Yes, it is delivered by a character named Ernie Newman.
Ernie sounds like an old World War II buddy name.
Could be. It does. Yeah. Yep.
That's definitely an old war. It's Ernie and Felix. Such the two. One was and actually the story, I'm going to go with the story is that Ernie was like an American soldier and Felix was a Nazi, and they became friends in the battlefield.
Like they had like locked eyes.
Romantically?
Possibly.
Through their scopes.
They locked eyes.
Through their gun scopes.
It's like, no, it's one of those things where one is charging at the other, like,
Yeah.
and like with a knife, and then the other one has a gun that he's not shooting for some reason.
Well, because he's locked eyes with his platonic soulmate.
Yeah, as they're like screaming and charging at each other, they stop just before they collide, and they have that look at each other in the eyes.
I like the idea of like as they're running towards each other, the screaming starts to fade into like a question, like ah! But like together they do that because they're like, oh, you're kind of cool.
Yeah, they both stop before each other, and they kind of like they have like a confused, stunned like look on their faces as they kind of look at each other, and then one of them just goes hi, and the other one goes hi.
Meanwhile, like,
and they kind of have
wide
like
shot, like everyone's dying in the background. There's like lots of gunfire. Yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say they have like they kind of look around and they're like, oh,
one like twists his toe in the dirt, like oh, I guess we should be fighting.
Imagine we found like, how did we find each other here? Imagine,
Kismet.
Imagine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that sounds sweet.
And then how do they move in together? And at what age? Young, or do they wait till like they're super old? Is it a nursing home or an actual house?
No, it's just a house in the prairie, a little house on the prairie, if you will.
Okay.
I
won't, but
so yeah, it's just in that moment when they locked eyes, they exchanged addresses so they could write.
Right, okay, yeah. So they kept in touch.
Like they just locked eyes for a second,
and then did they return
like,
to fighting, or did they just like cross paths?
Yeah, they had to return to fight. There's like one of those moments where one of the American soldiers guys is like, "Hey Francis, get over here," and he's like, "Oh, I guess I gotta go."
Wait,
and then
what was his name? Eddie or
Eddie? Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah. And then you hear his like commander be like, "Ernie,
get your ass over here."
He's like, "Oh, I better go too." And then, like, I gotta write you. Can I write you?
Kind of like that scene where like two kids are playing outside and they meet, and then like one of their parents yells for them to come inside.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I gotta go.
I guess I gotta go. And then the other kid's parent is like,
me too.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that, except they're in the midst of World War II on the battlefield. Yeah, and so they exchange contact info.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever they got discharged, they wrote. And for countless nights, they wrote to each other. And
for years and years and years. So, okay.
Yeah, and then they decided to get like a condo.
Okay. So like, still sort of young, like fresh out of the war?
12 years later. They're in mid-30s.
Okay. All right. So then from then on, they're just two dudes platonically roommating.
As far as we know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Felix knows the firmness of Ernie's.
Yeah, or like Ernie comes home with a girl, and Francis gets like really jealous. You can call him
Francis. So are we changing to Francis? Because I like Felix.
Oh, Felix. Yeah, I keep forgetting what it was.
Yeah, so he gets jealous. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, and so Ernie just never brought another woman over.
Mm. Okay, so from then on, he was like, I would rather be single than upset my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So the story is that they're like potentially closeted gay, and they're just too nervous to like come out or to. So maybe they do at the end though. So now let's fast forward now to like end of
maybe the Singapore Sling.
That's a different movie. Oh no! So go ahead, describe Urban Dictionary Singapore Sling for me.
Yeah, in the passing, the Singapore Sling is the two closeted homosexuals. So the reason Felix got so upset whenever Ernie brought a woman over is because Felix is afraid that they won't be able to masturbate together anymore.
Okay.
And that's what they call Singapore slinging.
Oh God. Okay, So what is the criteria? Like, how close or is each participant? What is the objective? Like, like 12 feet? 12 feet? You think? 6 feet
like
across?
they try to see just how far apart they could be from each other to like still get on the other guy.
Because that's like a metaphor for their time apart when they had to ride each other. That's what that is. Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah.
So they can't
that's what it is.
they can't Singapore sling anymore if Ernie brings over a babe. Okay.
Yeah,
So now let's get to the end of this. Or at least so I feel like that's actually like all first act. And the rest of the movie is just them like we do like the opposite fade of like Saving Private Ryan, where we fade from like young to old, right?
Oh yeah.
And now it's like 40 years later or whatever. So now they're like, in like their 70s, 80s, whatever, something like that. Okay.
Oh yeah, and so like old man Ernie brings a girl home.
Oh
it's
gosh.
the same thing. Like 40 years later is he does it again for the first time.
You really believe at 78 they're still Singapore slinging it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm just trying to get to the moment where one of them decides to do this procedure. Does he do it because he can't Singapore sling anymore? He's like, he's like, Felix, I need a younger body.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's right.
I sold you on that. You were like, yeah.
Yeah. So that he can keep slinging, and that's the fucking tagline on the poster.
Keep slinging. I gotta get out of here. What was that called again? Keep slinging. Sling away, Ernie. Sling away. And then it just pans up to like this. What would be on the wall? I don't know. This bottle of like lotion on like a shelf. He just says, "Sling away, Ernie. Sling away."